how delightful it must be to dress like a psychedelic storybook character. There are a couple of ways you can accomplish this depending on who you are. You know, a skinny mini with a lot of cash to blow can cop any medieval revival piece from the 60s or 70s on Etsy and call it a day, but us fat broke bitches have to get creative and thus better. So this is a guide on how to dress medieval revival when you're fat or broke or both. The thing to know about genuine vintage medieval revival is that it's going to be in a modern size 8 or smaller. Of course, those pieces are the most authentic looking. They really evoke both a medieval silhouette and a 1960s hippie vibe. So of course that's the ideal. However, for someone like me with a waist above 28 inches, I have to look elsewhere. If you, like me, probably can't fit into a genuine vintage medieval revival inspired piece from Etsy or eBay, your best bet, of course, is to make your own. I am personally working on learning to sew, but it's not going very quickly or well. So my current strategy is to find modern pieces that have medieval elements and then dress them up with accessories that can fit anyone. Let me give you an example of what I'm talking about. An example of medieval elements in modern pieces would be bell sleeves, long sleeves, puff sleeves, 3/4 sleeves, paisley, ornate graphic floral designs. If it's a dress, look for something with a mini skirt to evoke the 1960s mini skirt vibe. You want to look for velvet, something in tapestry style, something with corsetry, something with psychedelic colors, a peasant blouse situation, or anything with a boho or hippie silhouette. Any and all of these in one garment can make your look instantly lean more medieval revival, even if it's from Old Navy or Ann Taylor Loft. Once you have modern garments that have medieval elements, you're going to dress them up with medieval, psychedelic, or retro style accessories, including, but not limited to, necklaces, brooches, bracelets, shoes and boots, hats, headwear, rings, vests, colorful tights, veils, shawls, and scarves. Now, looking for modern garments that evoke medieval silhouettes and medieval prints and medieval vibes, that's going to take a lot of your own research on eBay, Depop, and Etsy. I will say Old Navy and Depop have a ton of just like mom blouses. I'm talking peasant blouse silhouette situation, paisley, just anything that's Coldwater Creek, Sag Harbor. These are garbage to most people. No one really wants these frumpy seeming items. But when you get a plain white peasant blouse on Depop that was originally from Old Navy for $11.99, Rit dye is your best friend, and you're going to dye that sucker acid green, magenta, bright orange, something psychedelic and fairy tale and storybook and interesting, and you're suddenly going to have a very cool garment that works for this look. Now for accessories, I have some leads. On Depop there is this wonderful crochet headpiece and headdress maker. Her name is Valerie Keith on Depop, I believe, and she does these gorgeous crocheted headpieces that I use a lot in my medieval revival looks because it just works so well. There are strange crocheted hats and headpieces that you can find on Depop and eBay, and even Amazon has these weird little caps that have crocheted flowers on them that I think would really work for the look. Another thing is look for vintage medallions on eBay, especially if there's zodiac or star or some kind of nature related theme. Definitely go for gold. Silver works too, but gold really evokes the kind of medieval merchant style of wear. For boots, definitely look for wide calf suede boots on eBay and Depop. Those are going to accommodate plus size calves. As for new non-secondhand options, I really adore the fig style gold lame boots from Bait Footwear. Bait stands for But an Innocent Tale. It's on the shop app and I think it has its own website. Those boots, like, they're only for thin calves, but they stretch quite a bit. My calves are 20 inches around, so it's really important that I find boots that fit my calves. And when you're looking for wide calf suede boots, look for ones with fun colors like orange or purple. That'll really add to the psychedelic hippie kind of vibe that you're going for. Definitely also, in terms of shoes, look for random really pointy shoes that kind of evoke the medieval peasant style of those long pointy shoes. Another fun thing to do is to DIY your own escoffion or headdress. This is an escoffion. You know, you want to you can make something like this out of cardboard and hot gluing fabric, and you know, it'll be a fragile mess, but it might look really cool. I have yet to try this, but I think it would be really fun to do. There is a person on Instagram who makes custom escoffions. I can't remember their name, but honestly, if you search escoffion on Instagram, you'll probably find this person. Their craftsmanship is really cool, and the prices are usually under $100 depending on what it is. So if you just want to splurge and have a really fun, instantly medieval accessory that you can dress up, dress down, that would be really fun too. There's medieval veils available from costume stores and Amazon. And if you dye them with Rit dye, they can be suddenly a really fun, psychedelic, freaky addition to your medieval or 1960s style outfit that just kind of like puts it over the edge into the medieval revival fantasy realm. Look for tacky, weird tapestry velvet vests on eBay that are either already embellished with some kind of floral or harlequin or pastoral design, or you can embellish it yourself with embroidery if you're talented, or some iron-on patches that have medieval themes. There's a lot of gross, weird grandma vests that are waiting to be upcycled on eBay for sure. Also look for weird brooches on eBay. Now, about brooches are really good for accessorizing and kind of taking your medieval revival look to the next level. I got this beet-shaped gold brooch on eBay. It's perfect. I love it. Like, the beet is just an inherently medieval vegetable, so I snapped it up. Love that. This fantastic shooting star and moon I got at a local vintage shop. Brooches in vintage stores, antique stores, and thrift stores are dirt cheap because no one wears these anymore. As a designer, I'm trying to get these back into fashion. So I'm a big fan of the brooch. This one's great. And then on eBay, I got a lute, kind of an abstract lute shaped brooch. Again, super fun for the medieval theme, elevating any a little bit bland sort of medieval outfit, elevating it to the next level. The next tip I have for accessories is relatively cheap, relatively easy, and can be used for other looks besides medieval revival looks, and that would be the colorful tights from Snag Tights. They have them in a million colors. They're super size inclusive. I love Snag Tights, and tights are kind of medieval themed. The last little tip I'll give you for accessories are specialty items on Etsy. Etsy has a ton of different items that are geared towards like live action role players or cosplayers or Ren Fair stuff, and if you weed out the kind of corny, tacky, weird stuff, there can be some really interesting things you can get, like a custom made escoffion, or you know, they have kind of custom harlequin shorts that you can get. Velvet hot shorts that are hard to find elsewhere are really good for evoking like 60s mod girl going hippie, going medieval. There's a store on Etsy called Coquetry Clothing, and they have a ton of velvet hot pants that I think would look really great in the context of a medieval revival outfit, and I believe they go up to a 3X, but they also do custom sizing if I'm remembering correctly. Yeah, don't be afraid to look through the medieval section on eBay, Etsy, and Depop. Don't be afraid to just do blind searches into stuff you're looking for, because you never know what you're gonna find. Here's a list of key search words I would search obsessively on all 3 sites, Depop, eBay, and Etsy. Medieval, duh. Paisley, velvet, corset, peasant blouse, boho, and hippie all are relevant search terms for what you want to find, like shirts, pants, dresses, vests, and accessories, and you never know what you're going to find. You just never know. So keep searching. The other thing to consider is that some modern brands that do venture into plus sizes have medieval inspired elements to their clothing. Just off the top of my head, some examples would be Disturbia, Samantha Pleat, and Selkie. These are more high-end, more expensive items. If you have extra cash and you want to dedicate it to elevating your outfit just that much higher, those are an option. I know they do layaway on certain websites, but of course, this is not a immediately doable, immediately viable option. So yes, this whole video was basically a reassurance to plus size and broke baddies that it is possible to dress however the hell you want. You just have to get creative, you just have to be obsessive, and you just have to bring your A game. You never know what you're gonna find, so just keep searching and trust the process. And in the end, you will blow every skinny trust fund bitch right out of the water. Happy hunting! Don't give up! Bye!